Now, I would like to point today the importance of assessing the inflammation and gastrointestinal disorders in autistic patients, because this is one of those very important pillars that needs to be addressed if we want to move forward in most autistic patients, children and autistic patients as adults also. Up in this vicious circle, gut dysbiosis, immune dysregulation, and there we have a chronic problem. If you study this chart in detail, you will see all the things you already heard from here to there, from left and from right, and you will find a lot of things, and a lot of things will be said during 3 days also, which means this is super complex and cannot be answered by a simple question. And it needs time to be resolved. And this is something that we all need to accept, that it needs time and investigation. Inflammation in ISD, it's very well documented. If you Google inflammation in autism, you will have tons of literature. I just point some few of them that are easy to read, because you can have papers that are nice, but they're difficult to understand. Those are really, they're available and they're really easy to read. The last one is ours that we did last year, and it was really written in a comprehensive manner to make understanding the importance of accessing. Because we have a problem, I think the same problem is everywhere in Europe. In the US, it's a bit less. Autism is still considered as typically mental disorder, and pediatricians do not allow the room to consider anything else than genetic and mental. And we try, I really think that if we all publish the case studies, the observation pointing to different parts of biomedical puzzle, it will, at some time, it must be accepted by medical community as a fact, and it must be then accepted as something that needs to be considered. Autism might be, in fact, a systemic disorder with connection to abnormal immune responses. Such immune system dysfunction may represent novel targets for treatment. If you have a target, you can expect a resolving of the problem. And this is something that gives a lot of hope and gives a big field of potential investigation. The autism diagnosis is suffering also by the lack of specific biomarker. You have plenty of disease, you do the test, you have the result, and you know what to do. You don't have this in autism. You don't have even, let's say, a list of biomarker. You cannot say, okay, this is my list, I apply to all my patients. No, it does not work. You have to have a very extensive discussion with your therapist and to see what could apply potentially to your kid. Several biochemical pathways are associated with autism spectrum disorders, and many testing panels are available focusing on different parts of the puzzle. And when you compare the autism with many other what we call multifactorial disorders like chronic fatigue syndrome, it's even more complex and needs even more specialized and individualized approach. Why it's important to assess for gastrointestinal disorders, especially in ISD patients? It's because gastrointestinal symptoms may overlap with ISD's core symptoms to different mechanisms, and shared pathogenic factors and pathophysiological mechanisms possibly linking ISD and GI disturbances that was shown by most recent studies include a whole list of things like intestinal inflammations, permeability, food allergies, dysbiosis, and the list we can go over 3 pages. The dysregulation of gut microbiome has been shown to be involved in modulating gastrointestinal functions and to, of course, affect intestinal permeability, mucosal immune functions, intestinal motility, etc. Most importantly, this gastrointestinal disorders may contribute to brain dysfunction and neuroinflammation. And we'll have, I think, a good talk tomorrow on neuroinflammation. And unexplained worsening of nonverbal behaviors, agitation, anxiety, aggression, self-injury, self-deprivation, should alert the practitioner about the potential problems on the gastrointestinal level.